What is going on YouTube? Welcome back to JD's Nerverse. Today we're doing the optimized playthrough of Bellossom. This is the third playthrough I've done on this channel of this Pokemon. One, we start out the base form, then we start out fully evolved. Now we're going to be optimized fully evolved with all the knowledge we can about this Pokemon. The first thing we're going to go over is stats. We did not modify the stats in this other than the IVs that we start out with. HP is 75, attack is 80, defense is 85, special attack is 90, special defense is 100, and speed is 50 for a grand total of 480. Like I said, we didn't modify these stats. You have a thing in the game called IVs, and that's the only thing we modified. We made them maxed out so we had the best version of this Pokemon possible. The thing we did modify is our moveset. We start off with Absorb, Sweet Scent, Sunspore, Petal Dance, and later we'll evolve. We'll as we grow level wise, we'll get Solar Beam. So what I did do is I substituted out some of these moves for what's called an Egg move and one move from the previous evolution. So the Egg move we decided to choose is Swords Dance for obvious reasons. It's one of the best stat modifying moves in the game. And then Sleep Powder. Sleep Powder was very effective in the Oddish playthrough. In the Bellossom playthrough, when I started out fully evolved, it really was a hindrance not having this move. So we're going to go with those moves. And then there is a TM move set. I'm not going to go over this very broadly. We don't use a lot of TMs. Hidden Power is one we usually use. We're not doing anything with Hidden Power. We actually don't use it at all in this playthrough. Sunny Day is a possibility later in the game when we have Solar Beam. And we also will pretty much use Return. And that's the extent of it. That's all the TMs we'll really use with this Pokemon. So there's a strategy, an inherent strategy I'm going with. You can probably see that. And I will tell you this right now. This is why I'm not closing the door. I'm doing one more playthrough in the future. I'm just not doing it now. I've done 3 weeks straight of playing with this Pokemon. And I just want to move on and do something else. But there is a better strategy. So the strategy we're using is a strategy with Swords Dance and Return, and it is going to be really effective in the late game, but the early game is not. The early game is not as optimized as I could have done. So this is where the flaw in my playthrough is. Not a big deal, but that's why I said I may do one more in the future. So as we're trekking through, we're going to go right into Falconer's Gym. In my optimized playthroughs that I've decided to do, in the optimization, you don't have to do Bellsprout Tower if it's not necessary. That's why we're not doing Bellsprout Tower right now. So I deem it not necessary. So we're going to go ahead and just skip it. So right now we're in the Falconer's Gym, and the thing about this Pokemon is a lot of the stuff with this Pokemon is just left to chance. Way too much. And what I mean by that is Petal Dance is a move. Once it's initiated, you have to wait till it goes through its motions. And then you're confused. It's not like it goes through its motions and you can pick another attack and attack. You have to pick another attack and hopefully you can attack because you have confusion that you have to fight with. So that is a problem we have to consistently fight with in this game. We're also to rely too much on Sleep Powder and things like that aren't 100% accurate. So yeah, there's definitely a better way to play this game with this Pokemon. But for now, let's go ahead and fight Falconer. Falconer is not going to be difficult. He only has one Pokemon that has a good move against us, and that Pokemon is Pidgeotto. Pidgey just has Tackle, but we put it to sleep, knock it out pretty good. And so now we're confused, and we fight through the confusion, put Pidgeotto to sleep. And now it's just rolling the dice, and we fight through the confusion. There's a 2-shot on the Petal Dance, and then one more, 3. Very good. We get a very easy win over Falconer. Now, Falconer is easy. The next one is not. Bugsy is a pain in the butt, and this is where I could have optimized better, but we are on to Bugsy. Now in Azalea Town, we do beat the Rocket Plot line, and we have to deal with all the Slowpokes there, but we have to face Bugsy's Gym. And here's the problem with Bugsy's Gym. We are Grass type. All the things in Bugsy's Gym are Bug, Bug Poison, Bug Flying. Okay, and we're weak to all 3 of those things. There is one that's Bug Grass, so that one's okay, that's a Paris. But everything else is either Bug, Bug Poison, or Bug Flying. And we don't have anything good against that. We have no move that is anything but Grass. So we have to live with that and try to win this battle with it. So in the original playthrough where I played as just Bellossom, like fully evolved but no optimization, this battle must have had a lot more RNG. Because we spend almost the same amount of time with the optimized version, skipping over Bellsprout Tower, getting through this gym, as we did with the original playthrough. We had to play through with, the fully evolved version. We had to go through Bellsprout Tower, whatever the case may be. So yeah, not fun, and it's a very difficult battle. This is where I could make huge changes and save a lot of time with this Pokemon. My goal with this Pokemon is to get under 2 hours, okay? And under 2 hours is a, it's not pie in the sky. It's a very achievable goal. But the problem is I didn't optimize the early game as well as I should have to make that goal possible. So, just so you know, like this battle right here. So this battle right here is a little bit more to chance. We're fighting against Weedle, Kakuna, and Beedrill. Beedrill, look how little Petal Dance does. And also the problem is, as well, we took a move slot for a move that we can't really use until we get a physical move anyway. So we gotta get to our 3rd gym almost before we can use Swords Dance to boost our attack stat. So I think there's just a better way I could have done this, and it's okay. I mean, I'm human. We make mistakes. But I will be viewing my future playthroughs in a different light now. Now that I've seen this and learned a little bit more about this. So we're going to face our rival. The rival's going to come out with the Ghastly. This battle could have just gone straight for Petal Dance. I try to put it to sleep. It puts me to sleep. It really doesn't have anything great against us, so that's not the biggest deal in the world. This is why we're like fighting through. The only thing it's doing is like depleting our power points, but we can just heal after this battle. It's not a big deal. Nothing else that we really need to put to sleep. But we're going to go ahead and go for Petal Dance. Should have done it from the get-go because it's a 2-shot. We get the knockout. We do level up, level 21. Leveling up really doesn't do anything other than boost our stats a little bit. We're going to go back for, we're going to go again for Sleep Powder. Sleep Powder's going to put the Zubat to sleep. And again, this is another move, another Pokemon where we don't have anything great against this. Ghastly is Poison type, so it kind of resists our Grass move. Zubat is Flying Poison, so it resists our Grass move. Having some physical move would have been extremely helpful here. And the one I should have done is Flail. Flail wouldn't have been great, but we do have a decent attack stat. And as we get down to lower health like we are now, it gets more powerful. So we do win this battle. It gets a little bit closer than I'd like it to be. But we do beat our rival here. And we still have Bugsy to contend with. So we're going to go right into Bugsy's gym and take care of this. And it's not going to be an immediate thing. This is multiple attempts at taking out Bugsy. Bugsy's come out in the Metapod. Metapod's not the problem. But the problem is the move Petal Dance. Petal Dance, once it's initiated, it has to run its course. And once it runs its course, we're confused. And then we have to deal with confusion. So for example, we're beating Kakuna right here. We actually get poisoned, I believe. But we're fighting Kakuna. So now we have to fight, put it to sleep. Now we're poisoned. And this battle's over already. We're already at a detriment. We're already lower health than we need to be. So yeah, this Pokemon is going to have a real struggle against this gym. And this is where right here, this and one other battle in the future would have been huge to actually redo and optimize those battles better. So we lose the Bugsy. It is what it is. We're going to try it again. And there's nothing we can really do. We can't level up past this problem. There's no move we're going to get. We just got to get the right RNG. So put Metapod to sleep before he slows us down, which he already did. So he's now outspeeding us. So everyone will outspeed us. I think they're going to outspeed us anyway. Like Scyther's definitely going to outspeed us. So now we got Kakuna put to sleep, so it can't poison us. Petal Dance again is not going to be an easy one, and we hit ourselves with confusion. And this is the big problem with this move. That is another way I'd optimize this. I would not have Petal Dance. I would substitute in Razor Leaf. Razor Leaf is not as powerful as Petal Dance, but it does not confuse. It critical hits all the time, and I can switch in and out of moves without having to have a move run its course for 3 or 4 turns. And we're just not doing enough damage. We gotta put this Pokemon to sleep to do damage to it or paralyze it so it goes second. That's the only way to win this battle. And you're seeing multiple attempts, and I didn't cut any attempts out of here. This was very frustrating. 21 minutes. We just passed what it took in the previous playthrough to win this battle. It's a strictly battle of RNG. And like I said, we have a move slot here that is not being used because it's a move that helps in the end game, but it doesn't help now. So that's another error. Sleep Powder, I don't regret using that one. I would probably keep Sleep Powder. But I think Flail instead of Swords Dance would have been better. And the other one that would have been better is instead of Petal Dance, you can use Razor Leaf. So that's the way I would optimize this Pokemon. Because this battle here, again, we're relying on chance. So we just knocked out the Kakuna. And again, Skype is the problem. So we're going to go for Sleep Powder. We hit ourselves again. He builds up Fury Cutter. Now we just reset it because we put him to sleep. The question is, we don't do any. Look how little damage that is. Look how little damage we are doing. So we're going to have to rely on getting through confusion every time we want to attack. As soon as we break the confusion, yep, we hit ourselves again. He's going to start this Fury Cutter, put him back to sleep. Petal Dance, we get very close on this one. I do remember this one. We get very close. He wakes up, he beats us, and here we go again. I do think this is maybe the last attempt, but we're going to try one more time. Petal Dance, get the knockout. We're at nice health. Kokugan comes out. Petal Dance, we just got to get this thing knocked out. And now he hit us with Poison Sting again, and we get the knockout there. We have a decent amount of health left, and now we got the Skyther coming out. And Petal Dance, had to finish it off. Like I said, we could have just put him to sleep, but we did stop his Fury Cutter from gaining more momentum, and we hit ourselves instead of hitting the Skyther, and we're not doing a lot of damage. This is the frustrating battle. This is the most frustrating battle I think one of the most frustrating battles I've ever had in this game. So we get Petal Dance, we finally get through. It took a lot of RNG, but we beat Bugsy, and Bugsy, we got that monkey off our back. We finally beat Bugsy, and we can move on and progress to the game. That's 23 minutes just to get through Bugsy. So we're going to make up some time by facing Whitney. Now, we're in Goldenrod City. We're able to upgrade some things in Goldenrod City. One, there's some vitamins here that we can upgrade our stats. So this Pokemon's not very fast, so obviously I did some carbs. And our special is actually not horrible, but I probably want to up our attack stat because the whole strategy that I'm kind of going all in on is Swords Dance with Return. Okay, now again, that's a flawed strategy, and you're kind of seeing why that's a flawed strategy. It's mainly to help the end game, not the mid game. But we are facing Whitney's gym, and her gym isn't very difficult. A lot of the Pokemon here don't have great special defense, and we're using Petal Dance to obliterate them. And if we wanted to, we can use Return and Swords Dance together. So yeah, we got Return and got a haircut to up our friendship, which makes Return a little bit more powerful. So we're in a good spot now until the next gym. And this is where I made a mistake, another mistake. But we're gonna go ahead and beat these Jigglypuffs, and we're knocking out all these Jigglypuffs. And now we just need to heal up a little bit, and we're gonna face off against the Whitney. Whitney comes out with the Clefairy. And it comes out with a Miltank. Miltank's the problem, not Clefairy. So Clefairy is pretty convenient. It's just going to use Double Slap or Metronome. So it can, and I'm going to put it in air quotes, can be a problem. Because Metronome can be any move in the world. Any move in Pokemon. It really just randomizes the moves. It's really unpredictable. So we could be in a good spot where we could set up. And I don't know why I did this. And this is me just not thinking sometimes. Is I literally just equipped the Miracle Seed, which coincides with Petal Dance, and then just set up Swords Dance instead of just adding the Pink Bow for Swords Dance. I don't know what I was doing there, but we get the win. Does not matter. We beat Whitney and her crybaby self. We get the Squirt Gun here. Talk to this girl, get a Squirt Gun, and we're gonna talk to this. I'm sorry, talk to that girl who's a gossiper, and then we'll talk to this girl, get a Squirt Gun. And now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go face Sudowoodo, and Sudowoodo. He's gonna come in. He's a tree rock thing, and yeah, oh, it's not coming in. Yeah, there he is. Hey, Sudowoodo, how you doing? And we're gonna go and beat him. It's a one shot because it's a rock tree, and the rock tree goes down. And now we're gonna progress on to the next gym. Now the next gym, well, Komodo Girls first. And while we're talking about the Komodo Girls, I want to talk about something real quick. So I'm at 432 subscribers right now as of this moment at 4:44 in the morning on a Friday. I'm getting close to 500. I really want to get to that 500 mark. If you are watching this, you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Take 2 seconds and do it. It really does help the YouTube algorithm. If you can comment and like, that would also be helpful. I'd really appreciate it. A lot of time and effort goes into this, and you liking that just really shows an appreciation for that effort. Okay. So the Komodo Girls aren't really difficult. We're a little bit over leveled here, 10 levels higher. We are at a point where we really could blow this game wide open, but the problem was I didn't plan ahead, and I didn't plan ahead for Morty. So Morty is Poison Ghost type. He has Ghastlies, he has Haunters, and he has Gengar. And he outspeeds us. And again, we're going to be relying solely on Petal Dance, which is too much RNG. It's not a foolproof plan. And I could have done this differently. Here's where I could have done this part differently. I could have saved return. Not added it yet, and still probably beating Whitney with Pedal Dance. Or oh yeah, sorry, it had to be Pedal Dance because I can't use Hidden Power until after I beat Whitney. And I could have got Hidden Power, and Hidden Power would have been good enough to get through the Ghost Pokemon. And then I could have replaced Hidden Power with Return. That's how I could have done this. So we're facing our rival right now. And he's not going to be super difficult. We're going to Swords Dance. And we're not Swords Dancing to beat Haunter. We're Swords Dancing to use that move against everyone else. So now we use Pedal Dance. Now in Generation 2, just so everyone's aware, there's no badge boost glitch. So if we do Swords Dance, it just ups our physical attack stat. It does not modify other stats around it. Okay? It does not do that in this one. So Return is going to obliterate everyone on his team as long as we hit it. Really the big problem was getting through the Haunter. But once we get through the Haunter, everything else will be a one-shot. And we just got to make sure we're not confused. And Return one-shots to Magnemite. Making this battle a lot more trivial. That's the good part about doing Swords Dance and Return combined. So now we're going to go ahead and face Morty. Morty's going to come out, like I said, Ghastly, 2 Haunters, and a Gengar. The problem is we don't have a move other than Pedal Dance. If we had another move, like Hidden Power Ice or Hidden Power Dark or Razor Leaf, this battle will be a lot easier. So now we are at the mercy of the RNG god. So he hits a curse, and now it would be great if we can just outspeed him and put him to sleep, but we can't. And now he's going to use Dream Eater, and he's going to replenish his health. It's not really doing a lot of damage to us, but we're cursed in the same breath. So we're taking curse damage, and he can hit us. So, and Shadow Ball knocks us out. So now we're going to face Morty again. Ghastly's not the problem, like I said. The problem is we don't have a move that can knock this Pokemon out, or that's easy. That doesn't require all this other gobbledygook that comes around with this Pokemon. Haunter will be a 2-shot. Again, we got to restart the Pedal Dance so we're confused. Now we're put to sleep. And this is, like I said, I did not plan for this in Bugsy very well. I know what I do now. What I do now is do Hidden Power. Hidden Power can hit him. I'd have Razor Leaf just so I have a move that doesn't confuse myself. And we're starting this battle again. So Gas is not the problem. We knock out Ghastly pretty much in one shot. But put him to sleep is just to make sure if it's not a one shot, it's not detrimental to us. Whereas Razor Leaf, I can just one hit and then move to another move immediately. And we knock out the Haunter. The Gengar really is the problem. Now, good news is at this point we're not cursed, so we're not taking curse damage. So we need to just wake up, and Dream Eater's doing so much damage to us, Jesus. And again, we might have another reset here. And yep, that's going to be another reset, guarantee it. Alright, now we can go for Pedal Dance. Like I said, it's 2-shot, and then once this is done, we might get lucky, and it might blast through them in a 1-shot. Nope, and a Nightshade knocks us out. Yep. So that would have been great to be able to go first there and put him to sleep, but we have to let Pedal Dance run its scores. The Pedal Dance is definitely a move I will probably never use again if I can. I will avoid this move like the plague because Pedal Dance is not great, and you're seeing all the problems with Pedal Dance. Well, it's not reliable. It's really unreliable. You have a 50-50 chance of hitting yourself, hitting the opposition. With this move, it stops you from making other moves for to be I wouldn't say convenient, just to be for good strategy. It's just not a great move. So I think we're actually getting the actual win here. We have 42 hit points left. Haunter will be a 2-shot. We just gotta hit one more time. We get the knockout. We get the win. We're at 49 minutes when we beat Morty, and we have a couple other gyms we're going to take care of right after him. So with Morty in our rearview mirror, we are moving on to Chuck's gym. Chuck's gym is really the first gym we can actually implement our strategy. Well, I guess if you think about it, Whitney's gym was the first gym we can implement our strategy, but we had to skip over implementing that strategy because it doesn't work against Morty. But in this gym, we can actually implement our strategy. The strategy is very straightforward. Swords Dance, setup, and in return for the sweep. That's really all the strategy is. And I went really heavy into that. Like I said, it's good for like the mid-game on to have that strategy. What is not good is the beginning of the game, and that's where I lost a lot of time. I'm still doing better than the previous playthrough, but not by much. And that's our goal was to obliterate that playthrough, and I was trying to get under 2 hours. A little spoiler, we don't get it under 2 hours. It's very close, but we don't. But the reason why is I believe that Bugsy took too long, and Whitney didn't take too long, but Morty did. those two gems right there were a huge detriment to my time. And like I said, if I did it differently, what I probably would have done was I wouldn't have added return right away. I would have went and got hidden power, and whether it's hidden power, dark or ice, I think it would have equally been effective against Morty. And then Morty, I could have beat him with that rather than relying on Petal Dance and the inconsistencies that come with Petal Dance. So here's our battle with Chucky Boy. So Chucky Boy's going to come out with a Primeape and a Poliwrath. Okay, Primeape, we're going to go ahead and set up on the Primeape. We're going to put him to sleep. And we're going to hit Swords Dance 3 times. 1, 2. I'm not really worried about him doing damage. Well, we did 2. Okay, 2 should be enough. Our attack stat's pretty high now. And then 1 more. Bam. Okay, Chuck's very easy win. We get Dynamic Punch, which is useless, and we also get the ability to use Fly, and we get Fly from his wife, who body slams him. So after that win, we're going to move right on to... Did we move on to Gyarados? Yeah, we move right on to Gyarados. So Gyarados can come out. It's Red Gyarados. It's not really anything crazy, but we're going to go for Swords Dance 1 time, and we're going to go for Return. It's going to be a 2-shot. And get the knockout over Gyarados. Very easy win, but that lets us go ahead and talk to Lance, which initiates the really boring and really frustrating Rocket plotline. So we're going to move right on the price. It's actually, we're weak to price. He is Ice type, we are Grass type. However, 2 of his Pokemon are considered Water type, so Petal Dance should be very effective, but as long as we can set up, Petal Dance 1-shot on the Seal. And if he sends out Piloswine, that's even better because Petal Dance will 1-shot Piloswine as well. But Dugong goes down, Dugong gong gong. And then the last one is Piloswine. Piloswine is we just got to hit through the confusion. We only hit by Blizzard. Petal Dance 1-shot, very good. So he had an opportunity there to beat me. He didn't do it, Price. It's because you suck. You're a horrible Glacier. You're a horrible dude. A Glacier having Pokemon trainer. So now we're going to go give the medicine to Jasmine. She's going to give it to Ampharos. Ampharos, my favorite Pokemon in Generation 2. Amazing. And we're going to move right on to Jasmine. She's going to come out with a Magnemite. And the strategy here, very straightforward. We're going to go for Petal Dance. It's going to be a 2-shot. Does not confuse us, thank goodness. And we're going to go ahead and hit, hopefully we can hit Petal Dance on the Steelix. It'll be a 2-shot, very good. And now the last Pokemon Magnemite, as long as we just hit it, it's fine. Even if he goes for Paralyze, it's fine. Because he doesn't do much to us. Okay, we beat Jasmine, so pretty handily. Now we have that dreaded phone call that we have to deal with, and we're gonna move right on to our rival in Goldenrod City. We're fighting the Rocket plotline. I don't like to show this. I hate the Rocket plotline in this game. It's the worst. So now we're gonna face our rival. His team has gone and improved a little bit, but not too much to the point where we're really scared of it. Scared of it. We're gonna put Golbat to sleep, and this is the strategy that I've been talking about. Swords Dance set up, Swords Dance set up, 1 more Swords Dance, boom, and we're going to sweep his team. The only thing we're not going to be able to hit with Return, like I said, is its Haunter, and Lava is going to be a 1-shot, very good. And then Magnemite's come out, 1-shot, very good. And then the last one, Haunter, as usual, as per tradition, I misclicked, and now we just can't escape because of Mean Look. 2-shot, it's going to curse itself, and now we have 1 more Pokemon, Sneasel, and we will get cursed. And this battle gets a little more interesting than it needs to be, but we get a very easy win over our rival. We move right on to the final gym leader of Johto, which is Claire. Claire's going to come out with her Dragonair. We're going to go ahead and put Dragonair 1 to sleep, and we're going to set up. You know the strategy. We're going to set up with Swords Dance 2 and 3, and now we can sweep your team with Return. Return 1-shots to Dragonair. Dragonair 1 down. 2 Dragonair. Nah, I'm not going to do the J-Rose count thing. Ha, ha, ha. And then the last one. And then we have 1 more Pokemon left, and that is Kingdra. Kingdra's going to come out. Do we still 1-shot Kingdra? We do. So we obliterate Claire. And after we beat Claire, and we have to go through her Dragon Den or whatever, we are on to the Elite Four. Now, technically, we do have to face 1 more battle for the Elite Four, and that is our rival. We're going to go ahead and face our rival. As per tradition, we're going to do the same exact strategy that we've built this entire optimization around. Sleep Powder with Swords Dance setup 1, 2, and 3. So now we should sweep the whole team with 1 Pokemon being the outlier. Return, 1-shot in the Sneasel. Probably didn't need to actually use Swords Dance to beat the Sneasel. Golbat goes down in 1. Typhlosion goes down in 1-shot as well. Very good. Magneton should also be a one-shot, very good. So now it leaves Haunter or Kadabra. Haunter comes out. We're going to go for Petal Dance. It'll be a two-shot, very good. And now we're going to either hit or we're going to have to fight through the confusion, and we're going to use Petal Dance again. So we can fix that now. Return. And return a one-shot to Kadabra, very good. Made the battle a little more interesting than it had to. That's why I don't like Petal Dance. It really makes things not interesting. So here's where we're at. We are at Elite Four, and we're actually Elite Four a little bit slower than we were in the original playthrough. Again, those two battles I did not prepare for, but we will make up time here because we're going to obliterate the Elite Four and have a little bit of be ahead a little bit. But then what's going to happen, and this is why we made the strategy, is we're going to gain a lot of ground in Kanto. Okay, well, let's go ahead and go over the Elite Four. We'll go over the stats real quick before we get into it. So the Elite Four, Pink Bow is the held item, so that return can be more powerful. Return, Petal Dance, Swords Dance, Sleep Powder. You know the strategy, and Petal Dance is there for just in case we need something else. We could also have had Solar Beam at this point, pick up the TM, but Petal Dance, the only time we're going to use it, I don't think it's going to be too much of a hindrance. Again, if I'd have done this playthrough again, I would not just have Petal Dance, I would just have Razor Leaf. And Razor Leaf would be a lot more reliable, and it critical hits a lot. So let's go move on to the stats. The stats of this Pokemon are as follows. 120 attack, 124 defense, special attack is 131, special defense is 141, and speed is 93. So not the greatest stats, but some stats are pretty solid. And so now we're going to move on to the Elite Four, and the first member of the Elite Four is Will. Will come out with his two Zatus, yeah. One Jinx, Slowbro, and an Executor. And set up, and then sweep. Now we're all set up, and sweep. Turn is a one-shot, very good. One shot, very good. Executor comes out, it'll still be a one-shot, even though it's pretty bulky. One shot, very good. Zatu is a one-shot as well. That leaves one Pokemon left, probably his bulkiest Pokemon, and that is Slowbro. It'll still be a one-shot, very good. So we get a first try victory over Will. As long as we can set up, these battles will be pretty trivial. Now we're going to move right on to Koga. Koga's going to come out, and it's going to come out with a Ariados. Ariados is a good Pokemon to set up on. We will outspeed, we'll put it to sleep. And so now we're going to set up Swift Dance 1, and 2, and 3, and sweep. And now we're going to sweep every Pokemon. As long as we outspeed, we shouldn't have anything throwing this off. Venomoth's a one-shot. Muck is also a one-shot. So that leaves two Pokemon left, and that's Crobat. I don't know if we're going to go first. We don't, but it is a one-shot. And the last Pokemon we have to face is Fortress. I don't know if this will be a one-shot. Fortress is that's a very bulky Pokemon hit. A +6 return. So that's a very bulky Pokemon we have there. And I'm kind of intrigued to play as that Pokemon now. I know the attack stat and stuff with that Pokemon is horrible, but it's high defense. It's kind of like a Cloyster. And a Hitmontop. It's going to be a great Pokemon to set up on. We're going to put him to sleep. Go sleep, go sleep. And we're going to go Swords Dance number 1, Swords Dance number 2, and Swords Dance number 3. Now we're fully set up, and we can just go ahead and sweep. Hitmontop is a one-shot. Hitmonchan is a one-shot. Hitmonlee comes out. And then we have two Pokemon left, and that is the Machamp. Machamp should be a one-shot as well. We do outspeed. I was a little concerned about that. And then the last one is Onix. Onix will go down to a one-shot with Petal Dance. So a very easy win over Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno very much, but we're going to move right on to face Karen. Karen has a Dark-type team, and we want to set up on the Umbreon. Umbreon is really the only Pokemon I think could be a hindrance to us. It could lower our accuracy. It could do a lot of things. And this is like a lot of in a row of missing Sleep Powder. But we do get it to sleep eventually. We have a decent amount of health depleted. And one more, and we'll return and sweep our whole team. Return will not hit the Gengar, so we do have to do a different move with Gengar, but Vileplume's a one-shot. Very good. Houndoom will be a one-shot. Very good. This really is a strategy that I from the get-go, I was like, this strategy will work. I know it will work. And it will work to the letter and be a very effective strategy I can use. So I'm close to getting a loss here. But as long as we can just hit our next move, we're good. And we fight through the confusion, hit return. We beat the Murkrow, we beat Karen. And now we're going to move right on to the final member of the Elite. Actually, he's no longer the Elite Four. It's actually the champion. And that is Lance. Lance can come out, the liar with the flyers. He has a type advantage over us for the most part. We're going to put to sleep. Gyarados going to set up. We probably don't need to do that on Gyarados. Gyarados, I think, will go down in like one return. He usually does. He's not very good defense. He's got good special, but not good defense. Returns a one-shot on Gyarados. Very good. Send out the Dragonite. Return on the Dragonite. And we can knock out the first Dragonite. We know the second one can be knocked out as well. And we're going to go ahead and not learn Solar Beam right now. We have the TM, so we don't really need it. If we need it, we can just, learn the TM. Return on Aerodactyl. He hits a critical hit on a wing attack, so we're down to 70 health. And I was worried if we wouldn't outspeed the Charizard, what would happen there, but we outspeed. And we got level 50 Dragonite. Do we have another Dragonite? We have the last one. It's going to go down to a return. We beat the last one. Knock it out. Very good. And we beat the champion. We're moving on. We just got click, 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 click. Get to where it announces that we're the champion. And see where we are time-wise. So an hour and 35 minutes. Let's get to the exact time before we mention anything about the time. Okay, come on. So this is where we're at. So we saved ourselves 3 minutes. The optimized playthrough saved ourselves 3 minutes. Now, you're going to look at this time and be like, oh, you didn't really do much. This isn't very optimized. Again, had 2 gyms I didn't really do well in optimizing. However, you're about to see the Kanto part, and we gain so much ground in the Kanto part. All right? So we're going to move right on to that. That is pretty much part 2 of this video, is move on to Kanto. See you guys in Kanto. And to get to Kanto, we got to get on the SSS Aqua. So we're going to go and get on the SSS Aqua and get right off the SSS Aqua. Boom, boom, boom. Moving right along. And we're going to go ahead and face Lieutenant Surge. I've actually thought of rerouting this, by the way. But Lieutenant Surge is not going to be too difficult. We are resistant to electric moves. The only thing we really do is paralyze us and make our lives a little bit difficult with the paralyzation. But we knock out the Raichu in one go. We knock out the Electrode in one go. Taking one turn and maybe setting up a Swords Dance would make the rest of this a little bit easier. So like Magneton does paralyze us. And now it makes the battle more thing it has to be. So we're paralyzed, so we're always going to go second. And we just got to fight through paralyzation. And we just really have to knock out one more Pokemon, I think, right? Yeah, it's Electabuzz. Electabuzz. Come on. Electabuzz. Quick return. Be a one-shot. Very good. So we get the win over Lieutenant Surge. It's actually pretty easy. But I've actually thought of rerouting this. And one way is going straight for Goldenrod City and rerouting back. Because I got to go back to 2 cities anyway, so I might as well not fight them right away. But we're going to go ahead and go for Sleep Powder. We probably don't even need to set up too much against Sabrina. Yeah, Sabrina. Because she has Psychic Pokemon. They're pretty frail. So we got 3. We only set up to +2. And now we're going to go for Return. And I guess we got Sand Attacked. Did we get Sand Attacked here? Because we're missing Return an awful lot. There's a one-shot on the Espeon. Mr. Mime comes out. One-shot on Mr. Mime. Now Alakazam comes out. He's the final Pokemon I have to deal with. Psychic doesn't do squat, and we knock it out. Very good. We beat Sabrina, and we're going to move right on to Erica. Erica is the Grass Gym leader, and we don't really have... Last time we faced this, we had Hidden Power Ice, so that was super effective. We don't exactly have that, but again, same strategy. We're going to go ahead and put... we're going to set up Swords Dance. Tangler isn't really going to do much other than put us to sleep. And it doesn't have anything that's going to do a lot of damage, so we just got to get through the sleep, and in return, we'll sweep her team. Come on, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Come on. Wake up. Taking a sip of my drink. Return a one-shot to Tangela, and now we're going to sweep her whole team. Victory Bell's also a one-shot. Very good. Bellossom's also a one-shot. Very good. And the final Pokemon is a Jumpluff. I'm dreading that playthrough. That Pokemon looks so horrible. And we beat Erica. And with Erica beat, we're going to move right on to Janine. Janine is the Poison Gym leader. She is Koga's daughter, and she is a horrible gym leader. She really is. She basically has all the same Pokemon as her dad, except for Muck and Weezing are switched. And they're much lower level Pokemon. So, yeah, we're going to set up. And you know the routine. We're going to go ahead and hit return and sweep. Weezing's going to come out. Return's going to be a one-shot. The next week's going to come out. It's a one-shot. You're noticing a trend here, huh? So, again, as much as I like my videos to be entertaining, this was about beating the game as fast as possible, not about having the most entertaining battles. As much as the strategy gets kind of bland. But that's why I made this strategy, like how fast we win if we can optimize this Pokemon. And again, I would do so many things different if I did it one more time. I may do it as like a bonus video on a Wednesday, because I really want to see what would happen if I actually had a different move to start the game, like, you know, Razor Leaf, like Flail instead of Swords Dance. It would have made the end game a little harder, but I think it's still been okay because we have Sleep Powder, and we have other strategies we can do. And after seeing enough of it, I can see where we're going to have struggles, and we can compensate for that as we're playing. So now we're moving on to Brock, and we're going to go ahead and beat Brock. It's going to be a clean sweep. We don't even have to set up with this Pokemon. Return, it probably could knock out everything, but we're just not going to do that. We're going to just face a little bit of the confusion. He can't do anything really crazy to us anyway. So Petal Dance will be one-shots across the board on all of his Pokemon as long as we just get through the confusion. And Kabutops is the last one shot, very good. And we beat Brock Wakanda forever. And we're going to move right on from Brock to Blaine. Blaine is fire type, so we definitely want to set up on this. We don't want to leave things a chance. Let's put him to sleep. Okay, we use a setup 1, and setup 2, and one more setup. It's okay if he wakes up, not a big deal. Flamethrower does not do a lot. We actually have great special defense with this Pokemon. We'll say that about Bellossom. It has great special defense. And in Magmar, we're going to one-shot with Return. Very good. And the last Pokemon, Rapidash, we're going to one-shot with Return. So Blaine beats, goes down in a blaze of glory. And now we're going to go ahead and move on to Blue. Blue will have a similar outcome to all the other Kanto gym leaders. We are going to set up with Swords Dance to put the Pokemon to sleep first. Go ahead and set up Swords Dance. There's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. So now we're set up. We take a wing attack. Return will be a one-shot across the board with his entire team. Okay, Executor, Return. Very good. That's a one-shot. All of them will be Okos. I came up with a funny phrase when I first started doing Pokemon called a Toko. Oko, 1-hit knockout, and Toko was 2-hit knockout. I guess it could be used as a 3-hit knockout as well. So, I don't want to say a Foco. That's a 4-hit knockout. That just sounds weird. So now we got Rhydon is the last one. Petal Dance, knockout, very good. And we beat Blue. Very easy battle over Blue. So now, the final battle of the game, where we prepared this entire strategy around, is Red. The Pikachu's going to come out. He goes for Thunder. He paralyzes us. I'm like, you know what? Bump that. We're going to try this. We're going to restart right away. So we're going to restart right away. And we're going to go ahead and face our rival again. Or, I'm sorry, the Red again. Red's going to come out with Pikachu, and we want to go for Sleep Powder. I don't care if he charms us. Go ahead and we're going to go for Sleep Powder again. We're going to set up Swords Dance. He keeps going for a goddamn full restore. And in return, will be a one-shot. Very good. I think Charm is supposed to lower your attack stat, but I either wore off or whatever. So I'm putting him to sleep. And I'm going to finish. Oh, I don't know why I put him to sleep. It's going to be a one-shot. I don't know why I just did that. That was a wasted turn. We'll take it, but it was a wasted turn. So return's going to be a one-shot on the Charizard. So now we're down to low health, but the strategy is working. We got outspeed. We got to have more health going into that. So we're going to do this again. Pikachu comes out. We're going to go ahead and put Pikachu to sleep. We're going to do Swords Dance 1, 2, and 3. So we're fully set up. Commit to it, and we added leftovers so that we can replenish some health. It does make our return not quite as powerful, but we're doing Swords Dance, so we don't really need the pink bow. Leftovers will make it so our health stays high, so even if we get Flamethrower, we can recover a decent amount of that health. And with the next Pokemon, it's going to outspeed again. It's Espeon. We're going to replenish a little bit of health, so even if it does hit a Swords Dance, I don't know why I'm putting this Pokemon to sleep. This is another way I can optimize. Oh, that might be why. Because I didn't one-shot. That's very weird that I did not one-shot that Pokemon. Snorlax comes out. Return does about half. A fully boosted return only does about half. That is insane to me. But we get a 2-shot on the Snorlax. And the last Pokemon We're going to go for return. Are we going to go for return? We're going to put Blastoise to sleep. I think it's just precautionary. I mean precautionary. Return Blastoise is very bulky, but we get a one-shot on the Blastoise, and now here's our compare times. So this is why I want to do the optimization, is because we do save ourselves 26 minutes. It does improve 26 minutes from the previous playthrough. Now, the previous playthrough did not have Sleep Powder, for example. Okay, so I had no way to set up. And we had Sunny Day, we had Solar Beam, but we had to get to level 86 to get this done. So 78 is what we had to get it done for the optimized playthrough. And like I said, if I were to do this one more time in the future, there's a very, very blatant, obvious strategy I should do. I should start the game out with Sleep Powder, Razor Leaf, Flail, and what's it? Flail and what was the other one? Oh shoot, Sleep Powder. There, Sleep Powder. Yeah, that's it. Sleep Powder. Swords Dance. No, not Swords Dance. Flail would be in place of Swords Dance. And Razor. Those are the only 3 moves I really need. Okay, that would be how I would start the game. And with that move set, I mean Faulkner's not a problem, but Bugsy, Flail would be very helpful with Bugsy, and so would Razor Leaf. Razor Leaf, I can actually attack and not have to be stuck and let a move run its course and be confused. I can just move right from Flail to whatever, and that battle would be a lot easier. I also, when we get to Morty, I could have done Hidden Power, use Hidden Power to knock it out, and then teach Return, and then we can do Return from there on out. Because after Morty, Return, Swords Dance and Return was a strategy. But I think Return would still be the strategy, and I'd just have Razor Leaf instead. And I just think that'd be a better playthrough. And we're sacrificing some things. Like Swords Dance was very effective in Kanto, so I don't know, maybe Kanto would be a little bit more difficult with that. But I know what we're looking for. I know what the problems are, more or less. I also know the order in which Red's going to put out his Pokemon, so I can plan accordingly. But I did not optimize the first quarter of the game, more or less. So, but I am very proud to get this Pokemon done. I want to get done under 2 hours, but 2 hours and 5 minutes is nothing to sneeze at. And like I said, I might play one in the future. It'll be a future video down the road, like a bonus video on a Wednesday or something. But I do want to get another one in eventually. But I'm going to move on to Meryl and Azumarill. That Pokemon seems very fun to play, and I want to move on to that. So Bellossom has run its course on my channel, kinda. We will at least revisit it one more time. But that is the optimized or sub-optimized playthrough of this Pokemon. Please make sure you like, share, subscribe, and let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Have a good one. Happy Friday, and I'll see you guys on Monday.